Hello everyone, and today we're going to be playing Elden Ring. Um, I have a friend that is currently on his first playthrough of Elden Ring, and he cannot seem to get overpowered enough to breeze through the game. So this is my easy OP guide to Elden Ring. For a starter, it's probably better that you choose the Fanged Imp Ashes, because once you get the Spirit Summoning Bell from Rani, you can summon these guys, and they do inflict the status effect Blaidd, which when you proc it, does 10% of an enemy's max HP. But for me, I'm going to be choosing the Golden Seed, because early game, this gives you another charge of your Crimson Tears. Basically, we're going to be getting the Bloodhound's Fang, and then we're going to be upgrading it, killing the dragon in Caelid, getting the Physic Flask, probably with the tears from Lower Limgrave. Yeah. Oh, I'm dead, yep. So this is the tutorial. Feel free to do this if you don't know many of the mechanics yet. But if you do, and you've played a little bit, you're just trying to get good weapons and higher level, then this guide is perfect for you. Now you're going to want to follow my path over to the Church of Ella. Yeah. And then it will make it really easy to get the weapon that we desire. Do not be fooled. At this point in the game, you will not want to fight the Tree Sentinel. I said not. Okay, cool. I guess we're just going to be doing normal run stuff. But now, this is going to be just a guide. But this might even be a run that I just complete. If it does turn into that, we're going to be wanting a few things from this guy. So we'll go here. We'll get the gold rune just out the front. And we're going to go inventory and use it. And then we're going to purchase the crafting kit. Now follow my path over to the Gatefront Ruins. We can make items with this part of the menu. Make sure you get this grace, and then rest at it for a cutscene, where a very important thing is going to happen. So you can watch this, but I'm not going to. And then this is Melina. She's going to offer us an accord to take it to the foot of the Earth Tree. We will, of course, accept. And then she's going to give us a ring, and we can use this to summon Torrent, our horse. And while we're here, we'll add a charge to our flask and allocate them all to Crimson for now, because we will be wanting health. And then go here to your pouch. You'll be wanting to make use of this. Press Y to switch, or triangle if you're on PlayStation, and then equip the Spectral Steed Whistle. Now what we can do is hold Y and click the corresponding button on the D-pad to summon Torrent. And now we're going to want to grab this map fragment, and then once I get out of danger, I can show you what that has allowed us to do. Going to want to run over to here and go down this pathway. If you're quick enough, nothing should bother you or even follow you down here. You can open up this chest and take the whetstone knife. This is what we're going to need to put Ashes of War onto our weapons. So now we can go back to the gate front, with the map that I should have showed you. Now we have this section of Limgrave, which is what that map has just given us. So now we're going to follow a path down here and then up here. Just follow my path. I'm sure this will be sped up in some sort. And we can see a troll and that building. Now we're going to want to divert from the path and just run slightly above so we can avoid the troll. Now, first thing we're going to want to do is get the Site of Grace and then collect the items on these pedestals. Over here, we'll get the Flask of Wondrous Physic. And then over here, we'll get the Sacred Tear. These items are used to expand the amount of health that you regenerate with each use of your Crimson or Cerulean Tears for that matter. Now what we're going to want to do is look at our map and focus on this point here. That is what a map fragment looks like on the map. This, and now what we're going to want to do is go over to this big tree over here. If you look around this tree, you will see this. This is a Wondrous Physic Tier. So we got the Spiked Crack Tier and the Green Spill Crystal Tier. These are both used in our Wondrous Physic, which I'll show you how to equip now. And usually around these minor Erd trees on the map, you will get tiers. But they will not always be like what we just picked up on the pedestal. Sometimes they will be guarded by an Erd tree avatar. So we will get this boost of stamina and maybe charge attacks. Okay. I will show you how to make it even easier to defeat the boss that we're going to want to face. If you travel to the Mistwood outskirts and look at this area right here, place a marker down there and follow it on the map. That is the howling of Blaidd, as we can see right there. So now what we're going to do, now that we've heard that, and Blaidd appears on the map, we're going to go back to the Church of Elden and speak to the merchant Caelid.
This way,
Also while we're here, we'll speak to Rani.
I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of it, and upon looking at the talk,
Tell her that you can call the Spectral Steed,
I was instructed,
and then she will give you the Spirit Calling Bell and the Lone Wolf Ashes. But for now, we're going to want to talk to Caelid. Exhaust all her dialogue.
Learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the
I'm just going to rest at the grace. And now she's gone, and we'll speak to Caelid.
Wait, well, you're back.
Now we're going to want to talk about the Howling in Mistwood.
Howl of a wolf. I suppose he... next time you... don't fret. I just haven't...
Finger snap.
Goodbye for now.
Now we're going to want to go back to the Mistwood outskirts and mark that on the map. So now we're going to want to go up to here and go over to here, swap out rest for the finger snap here, and we're just going to want to use it. Oh, okay, never mind. He's on that side. My bad. You're going to want to come over here where we were originally and use finger snap. Then Blaidd will come down and you can talk to him.
Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blaidd. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
So now we've started his questline to look for Darrowell. But before we do that, we're going to want to fast travel to the third Church of Marika. We're going to want to get on our horse and walk outside. Over in this river, if we follow it, we'll find this white light, which if we follow, will take us here. We do want to travel to another location. We're going to want to walk inside and get the Side of Grace, and then get on our horse and run. Make sure you do not hit that guy. Jump over here just for extra safety. Make sure to follow my path, grabbing the golden seed as you go by. That item, as I got in the start of the game, adds another flask charge. Never mind, Melon is here because we've reached Caelid.
It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering. Very well.
Go to the Roundtable Hold. This is the hub area of Elden Ring, where you will meet all the NPCs along the way. You can upgrade your weapon here and buy stuff from the merchant. For now, we're not going to want to do anything here, so we'll zoom out on the map and go back to the Faroth Great Bridge. Right now, I'm just going to pass it back to morning so you guys can see my path even better. While I'm here, I'm also going to add a charge to my flask. And just be careful as you're running. We're running straight past this dragon. He will see us, but that doesn't matter. Just don't let him get you. If you just keep running, you don't even have to sprint. But obviously it's better if you do. Look, he's all over there, he's clueless. And then we'll go down this path. Lightning will be shot down, but just avoid it. It's only on these Altus Bloom. So just go over to the side. And now we're going to want to start making our way around. That is what I talked of before. That over there is an Erd Tree avatar. At this point you will not be ready to fight it, because this is a fairly late game area. I mean, it's not like late game, it's like a mid game area. So you definitely will not be ready at this point. So we're going to want to run up here and grab this side of grace. There are two things that we want to do here. The first is to go inside of this fort. In areas like this, you will not be able to summon Torrent, so you will just have to run. Make sure you get onto this ladder and sprint up the ladder. Don't worry if you get poisoned, just make sure that you top up your health every once in a while. You will want to open this chest and get 1/2 of the Dectus medallion. This is an item that gets you to a mandatory area later in the game. Blue knights will start to spawn, so make sure you go to this very last hole in the ground. You're going to want to jump over here and quickly roll down this hole. Now we can pick up Radagon's Soul Seal and use this Memory of Grace in our pouch. Now that we're back outside, we can go to our equipment and our talisman and equip Radagon's Soul Seal. This increases our vigor, endurance, strength and dexterity by 5, but it also increases damage taken. At this point in the game though, the extra health will offset the damage taken. Now we're going to want to go over to this large dragon nestle in between his toes and just start hitting with your katana. Eventually you will notice a large chunk of his health disappears. This is the status effect I was talking about earlier called Blaidd. There you go. So you're probably wondering how we just did 13,000 damage, and that's because down the bottom of this Uchigatana you can see the passive effects causes blood loss build-up 45. This shows how much blood loss build-up is accumulated on each swing. So now we're just going to keep hitting until this dragon reaches its last segment of health. So what I'm doing now is making sure the dragon does not die while I'm at its toes, because if I'm at the tail and on my horse, I can rush back over to the side of grace and rest so I keep all the runes but the dragon is alive. My mistake was not recognizing the final segment of health, but I got lucky and didn't kill it. So make sure you're on the horse at the tail when it's on that last segment of health. Now as you can see, the dragon is on such low HP that it will die maybe just to a few of our swings. There we go. So we're going to want to hop on our horse, go to the end of the tail, sprint back and rest of the grace. As you see, we have now just gained 50,000 runes. So we're going to want to level up some of our stats. Okay. We're going to want to end up with 22 vigor, 18 strength and 18 dexterity. Now we're going to go actually get the weapon. Go back to Limgrave and put a marker on this thing right here. And then we're going to go from the first step side of grace. Get on your horse and start running in the opposite direction. Of the cliff and collect this grace. Then we're going to get back on Torrent and run up this cliff. Here we'll see the game's first Stake of Marika. These usually appear outside of boss arenas, and if you do manage to die, or if you do die, then you can choose to respawn at the Stake of Marika. So we're going to want to go down and enter the Everjail, and here we'll see an orange summon sign. This is how we can summon Blaidd the Half-Wolf. Now we will wait for Blaidd to be summoned.
Darrowell. Rotting in a cell is no true justice.
And
No.
when we walk outside of
This
this
is where
little
it ends for you.
bit here, Darrowell will spawn. So Blaidd can pretty much solo, but we're just going to be doing some attacks here and there. See anything. Okay, maybe he can't solo. Okay. Make sure you're using Unsheath. Oh, he heals. Okay. A few heavy unsheaths, and you probably didn't even need Blaidd. But we have now gotten our desired weapon, the Bloodhound's Fang. We can now speak to Blaidd for our reward.
Had to work for it. Don't say I'm not. Oh yes. If you venture, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure I owe you one.
So now I'm going on a fairly long journey, but I think you will need to watch the whole thing. So I've sped it up, and there are portions of the video now where I've stopped to say something, but make sure you follow this path if you want your weapon to be way more overpowered. Grab the golden seed and continue running up the hill. Wait, go to the race. Touch the grace and then press that. Here we're going to want to pick up the item on this corpse, which is a stone sword key. These are items in the game that unlock certain passages and doors that you might find throughout the game. Now we're going to not go to the left and continue straight. Get this grace and continue running. Miss it, but to the church on the left, if you go inside, there's an item on a pedestal called a sacred tear, and these increase how much health is regenerated for each use of the flask. So make sure you go back and get that. As you can see, here is another map fragment. As we walk up to this, we're going to want to kill all of the enemies here, using R1s on horseback. Now we can collect the map of Liurnia East. As we continue this Royal Revenant, actually, I don't know what this is, to be honest. We'll use the Wraith Calling Bell to call Wraiths. We're just going to get this grace and be on our way. We are just going to follow this path until we get to the next map fragment. Oh, that is a lobster. Alright, we can pretty much stop following the plot at this point. These lobsters have sniper, and we're just gonna quickly run to get this grace. Be more cautious than I was. Getting the grace, sitting down to reset the aerial. And now we're going to pick up Liurnia North. Now we're going to want to go up to this. This is another one of the teleporters that we use to take us to Caelid. But this will take us to another area of Liurnia where we will find the blacksmith. There's like fingers in it. Should take us to the west. Yeah, cool. We're going to get this map, go back here to get this side of grace. And then we're going to go through this little town. Here we're going to see this giant arch. We're just going to want to hit it, and we will see that it was an illusory wall. Then we're going to want to touch the grace and rest. Over here is the blacksmith, E.G.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old codger, so here perhaps you.
He will sell us smithing stones. For now, we're going to want to buy a somber smithing stone 1 and strengthen the Bloodhound's Fang to +2. Now, as you can see, we are doing 181 base damage plus 81 scaling and 55 blood loss buildup, which is more than the Uchigatana. Now, we have a few options, but we need more runes to get the 2 stone swords, the smithing stones that we need. So we can go back to Fort Faroth. And because when we killed the dragon, we ran back from the tail and quickly rested at the side of grace, he will still be here. And we can just do the exact same thing that we did last time. For this, it is probably better that we swap back to the Uchigatana, as it is a faster weapon and it will proc blood loss. And now that it is on the final proc, we can go back to the tail and start hitting from here. This is the point that you will want to go to the tail. Sorry, in my first example where I just got lucky and he did not die with the final proc, but he should die this time. Make sure to keep your stamina high. And then run back to the side of grace. Now we're going to want to go all the way back to E.G. and speak to him to purchase
Well,
the
Then I
last
presume
2
so.
stones. 3 and 4. And then make sure that you equip the Bloodhound's Fang
Some
and strengthen armament Bloodhound's Fang up to +4. Now we're doing 222 plus 95, and we can level up with the rest of our runes. So we get 6 levels. I'm gonna put 2 into endurance, 3 into vigor, and 1 into strength, but it is really your choice. And now we're gonna go back to Stormhill Shack and defeat the first boss of the game. Gonna unequip everything I don't need. And here I'm gonna equip my Flask of Wondrous Physic. And you can equip the Spirit Summon that were given by Rani, or Renna, whatever she told us her name was. Her real name is Rani, but at the start she tells you her name is Renna. So we're gonna make it through the barricade and get this Site of Grace. We are gonna want to rest up because we will want our strength. And I'm also going to unequip the Flask of Cerulean Tears and the Memory of Grace. You're going to want to two-hand the sword, and in this fight you can summon this, but it does give the boss more HP. I recommend, if you're just starting, to just use the Lone Wolf Ashes. So hold Y and click right on the D-pad. But to truly show the strength of this weapon, I'm going to fight the boss with no summons.
Tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
So in this fight, we're going to be wanting to use Bloodhound's Finesse, which is the LT move, and then you can follow up with an R2 to do an even more powerful attack. Gonna get the critical, and he's gone. That's as simple as it is, and you can probably wipe out the next few areas just like this. And as you go through the game, make sure you do collect more Somber Smithing Stones, and remember to upgrade the Bloodhound's Fang. If you guys did like the video, make sure to subscribe. It is free and it does help me out. And if you guys did like this, I might even make it into a full series of the game where I just beat it as easy as possible.